Matchday 21 in La Liga EA Sports brought us the game between Sevilla and Espanyol at the Ramon Sánchez Pizjuán. Sevilla were celebrating their 135th anniversary, having been founded on the 25th of January of 1890. Sevilla coming into this game off the back of a big win away at Montilivi against Girona last time out. It was an awkward start to the game though, as just a couple of minutes in, the linesman actually pulled up with a muscular injury in his calf and had to be replaced by the fourth official. This took out a good 6 minutes, very early doors in the game. Espanyol were travelling south, having won a huge relegation six-pointer in their last game at home against Real Valladolid. January signing for Sevilla, Rubén Vargas had the first chance of the matchup, cutting inside off the left, his shot going just wide of the front post. For Vargas, it was his second start since joining the club, but his first in front of his new fans at the Ramon Sánchez Pizjuán. He was starting on the left. It was then Beckett leading the line for Sevilla, with their main goal-scoring threat, Dodi Luque cutting in off the right. And here, he picked out Djibril Sow in between the lines, and from one Swiss international to another came the half chance, really, for the home side. Rubén Vargas unable to play the ball back across, or at least try and guide the ball on target, instead sending it straight into the chest of Omar El Hilali. Espanyol, though, were the side who took the lead with their first clear chance of the game. On 14 minutes, Marash Kumbula scored his second La Liga goal of the campaign. Came from a set piece. Espanyol, as of late, have definitely made set pieces count for them. And here it was a good ball into the box from Álvaro Tejero that saw Cabrera get the first touch, but ultimately it was Kumbula with the final shot on goal. We see here that Cabrera is just onside, heads the ball into Bade. The deflection comes off Gudel, and it drops very nicely for the Espanyol centre-half, who just had to wait for the ball to drop for him so he could lash at it into the back of the net. And from that close range, not really too much Oyan Nerland could do to keep it out. So on 14 minutes, Espanyol taking an unlikely lead at the Ramon Sánchez Pizjuán. Kumbula scoring just Espanyol's 5th goal on the road this term. Their joy didn't last too long, though, as minutes later, Brian Olivan, their left-back, had to go down with a muscular injury and had to go off as well, as he was replaced by Carlos Romero. Low for Espanyol at the back. Dodi Luque, though, kept trying to cut in from the right-hand side as much as he could, and here he forced the first of quite a few massive saves from Joan Garcia. Ultimately, the shot not leading to another effort on target. But here we see Luque cutting in onto his left foot. Joan Garcia getting his fingertips to it and helping it onto the crossbar. Espanyol are actually undefeated in their last 5 games at home. They hadn't lost at home since this reverse fixture, when Sevilla beat them 2-0. Luque scored both goals on that day. It was Loic Bade who had the next chance, though, for the home side. He would play a key role in the game, too. This corner, very nicely played in from Rubén Vargas, but Bade hitting the foot of the post. He lost his footing here, trying to push forward, did Loic Bade, and that led to Paul Lozano playing a good ball in behind for Jofre Carreras. He was one of the 2 players that Manolo González brought into the starting 11 compared to Espanyol's last game, and he did really well to beat his man twice. But then, when he tried to play the ball across for Roberto Fernández, Nerland was there to parry it away. Roberto Fernández making his first start for Espanyol, having scored on his debut last weekend, the match winner against Valladolid. Here, he would have had a tap-in had Nerland not cut across the pass from Jofre. Sevilla came into this one undefeated in the last 4 at the Ramon Sánchez Pizjuán, and they were eagerly looking for an equaliser. Here, Luque again was causing havoc down the right. He played the ball in, but both Juanlu and Vargas went for the same ball, which led to the chance not being capitalized on. Ultimately, Juanlu smashing the ball wide of the post. Lovely quick feet from Luque to beat Jofre. And he was doing his defensive duties, but there we see Juanlu ultimately smashing the ball wide of the goal. Images now of the second 45. It's Nemanja Gudel trying his luck next. A man who has never shied away from trying his luck from long range. This one, though, nowhere near hitting the target. Manolo González in Espanyol not too happy, as there was a challenge on Roberto Fernández just before that shot took place. Not too much change, though, in the second half with regards to Luque influence down the right. Vargas trying to do the same from the left, and here they both combined. Joan Garcia again denying the Belgian, this time keeping out his first time shot. Joan Garcia doing really well to stretch across goal and with his hand guide the ball over the bar. From that corner, Loic Bade actually put the ball into the back of the net, and initially the goal was given. That being said, there was a push from Loic Bade on Cabrera, which led to Joan Garcia spilling the ball, and therefore the goal would actually be ruled out. Manolo González seemed quite calm at that instance, but here we see that there is quite clearly a push from Loic Bade on Cabrera, which leads to Joan Garcia falling down and landing on his head as well. And then Loic Bade finishing off the ball that was spilled. The referee, Adrián Cordero Vega, did go over to the screen to check it, and it was ruled out for a foul from the Frenchman. Paul Lozano shown a yellow card as well for arguing with the official, but it was the right call, it seemed, at the time. Loic Bade, though, would have the last laugh in the matchup. Sevilla were much the better side in the second half, still pushing for an equaliser. Gudel tried his luck again from outside the box. Couldn't hit the target. Sevilla kept on circulating the ball around the penalty area, and eventually it came to Loic Bade again. But what Joan Garcia wasn't expecting was a shot from outside the box, and Loic Bade, this time he did make it 1-1. He hit the post in the first half, had a goal ruled out for a foul. That one was definitely not going to get chalked off. Joan Garcia, who was superb all game, could not keep that one out. He was caught out at his front post. Loic Bade scoring his first goal of the season. Gets some lovely whip on the ball. Loic Bade kissing the badge as well in a week where he turned down a move away to English side Aston Villa, mentioning that he wants to stay at Sevilla, wants to grow at the club, he's happy at the club, and what a way to add to that statement by scoring a statement of a goal. 1-1 at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. Alvaro Tejero had a free kick at the other end minutes later, but hit it all the way over the bar. That was before Jofre Carreras and Paul Lozano were replaced. Urco González de Zárate came on to make his Espanyol debut, having just joined on loan from Real Sociedad. The other change would see Edu Expósito enter the fray. Espanyol looking really, as the minutes went by, to hold on to their point. Espanyol, who have not beaten Sevilla in LaLiga since the 16-17 campaign. Back then, Sevilla legend José Antonio Reyes scored for Espanyol. Luque had the next chance. Again, surprise, surprise, he was denied by Joan Garcia. There was a shout for a handball as well. as Kumbula made contact with the ball, but the referee made it clear that there was no handball. The VAR referee as well, Pizarro Gomez, checked it. Nothing was given, just another great save from Joan Garcia. Calero and former Espanyol striker Alejo Vélez then came on for Los Pericos, while Sevilla brought on Leandro Antonetti, 22-year-old Puerto Rican striker, coming on to make his LaLiga and Sevilla debut. Bad news, though, for Sevilla is as they were pushing for a winner, Rubén Vargas went down with a muscular problem, and he had to be replaced by Lucien Agumé. Espanyol again looked dangerous from a set piece as Fernando Calero jumped higher than everyone else from this corner, but could only head wide. He was being pulled from the shirt by Agumé, but his header off target was not looked at after the game. Ejuke had also come on in the second half, returning from a long-term injury. Tried on more than one occasion to cut in from the left-hand side and go for goal. Failed to hit the target here. This was the closest he came, really. Goodell would then lay off the ball to Loic Bader, who tried to go for a second long-range effort to try and win the game, but this one did not hit the back of the net. And it was a point each and a goal each at the Ramon Sánchez Pizjuán between Sevilla and Espanyol.